Hi everybody, it's Susie. Welcome back to my craft room. Okay, do y'all remember these? Sorry it's been so long getting going again with these. But where we got on this is we had gotten to this point, and I told y'all to put a little bit of glue, up under here, on each of these seams, so that you're going to have 3 separate pockets. If you don't glue those down, when you put stuff in here, it's just going to kind of slide around, So, you definitely want to put a little strip of glue in there if you can. And then, of course, you're going to fold those up, and that makes your little booklet, okay? So now we're going to work on what we're going to, we're going to put a belly band around it, and then we're going to work on what goes in it. So you want to take a piece of your scrap paper, the long way, or is that the short way? I don't know what it is, y'all. Well, I guess this is the long way. And you want to make sure, mine's a little bit short because this was the coffee dyed paper, so let's just make sure to wrap around, and it absolutely does. So what we're going to do is we want this to be about 1 inch wide, and obviously mine's a little bit longer than 1 inch, or wider than 1 inch. So I'm going to cut that off. And I had lost my my metal ruler for a little bit. And so I was just in panic mode because I was having to use my little wooden ruler, and it's got a metal edge on one side and, it's wood on the other side. When I would try to trim on it, I was either trimming the little metal off or I was trimming the wood off. So it was just tragic. So anyway. Okay, so maybe y'all can do this a whole lot better than I can because I'm struggling here. So anyway, you want to mark it and trim it down to about 1 inch. Close enough. Looks like I might need to change my blade. Yeah. Okay. So we have about 1 inch wide strip. Make sure you've got your edges, all trimmed around and looking nice. And take this and, this could be decorative paper. Actually, if you used whatever you used in here, that would be really nice. But I don't know where all my scraps are. They are in the abyss here somewhere. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, turn this over to the back. And we're going to wrap this around about to the middle, like about so. Something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect because, we're going to glue it down anyway and put something on there. Kind of be close. All right, so what you want is you want to leave it a little bit loose because we're going to stick things, down in this pouch, okay? So you want to kind of figure out where you want to put your glue. And you may want to go ahead and trim it first. That'd probably be the best idea. But, I just guess I like to do things the hard way. Make sure you don't glue it down to your pouch. Okay, once you have once it's set up for a minute, then, you can take it off and trim this off. Let's see what I did with my scissors. So I'm just going to let that dry, and we're going to move on to what we're going to put in there. All right, first, I want to show y'all some writing papers. Oh, well, first, before I do that, because I'm not sure which one we actually did on camera, but this is one that I used the decorative paper, and then, of course, I put it on the coffee paper. I attached it to that, and then I took a different piece of decorative paper and put it on the inside. Of course, it all matches, so it's really pretty. So that's how that turned out, using those two. And then I've got so many of them. This is the 9th time I've done this video. Okay, maybe it was this one we did on camera. But anyway, on this one, I stamped on the coffee dyed paper just to give it a little bit of, you know, break it up just a little bit. But I did use decorative paper here, but I only used coffee dyed paper back here. So a belly band here would be pretty if I used, you know, a matching piece to go around out here. So, you know, there's many, many different, you know, options for that. So if you don't have the kit, you know, don't stress about it. There's, you know, plenty of other things you can do. You can stamp on it, you know, like I did on this one. This one, you know, I stamped like some musical things, and then I stamped some, you know, like little mirrors and perfume bottles and flowers and stuff, just to kind of, you know, pretty it up a little bit. So, you know, there's many different options, you know, that you can use for your papers, your belly bands, whatever. All right, so I've got two different styles here. Let me go to the plain ones first. All right, and these are going to be just writing papers. So you can do this out of just, you know, coffee dyed paper. You can do it out of white paper. You know, you can do it out of, you know, like your scrapbooking paper, whatever. But what we're going to do, what you do is you take just a full piece of paper and you just tear it in half. So we would tear this in half. So this is like half of this and, you know, the other half. And so once you do that, then you're going to end up with two pieces. Actually, this is the other half. And so I just cut that in half, and then I folded these into thirds. And that's it. So then these will tuck real cute into your little pockets. Now, I would suggest, because I've messed up on this several times, to measure how wide your pocket, not from here to here, because when you put glue in, it's going to probably spread out just a little bit. So you want to go inside of those folds to measure, maybe before you fold this in thirds, to make sure that you're folding it far enough. You may even have to trim your paper off a little bit first before you fold it, so that it'll fit down in your pockets. And for purposes of what we're doing now, it's going to go into the middle pocket. So now what I have in here is two writing papers that are going to fit in there. Isn't that cute? Okay, so like I said, all I did for that was took a piece of paper, you know, tore it in half, cut it in half. I did something with it. And then that's just the plain writing papers. And on this one, all I did was I took the coffee dyed paper and decoupaged the napkin on there. And we did decoupage, you know, in a way earlier video. And I just decoupaged a napkin. And as you can see, I cut the paper in half first. And so I ended up with a border around this one, which I like, and no border around this one. And I didn't even trim all my little hangy-offs off of this. Okay. And then all I did, you know, once they dried, is I just folded these in thirds. And so now the outside is decorated, and the inside is plain for writing papers. And again, you know, you can take these, and let's check our piece here and see if that's dry enough. And you can take and you can use your decorative writing papers in here, you know, or if you've made, you know, like two of these, then you could put, you know, maybe a decorative one and a plain one in there. And then, you know, if you did the plain like that, then they would have both sides to write on. So, so that's kind of nice to have, you know, like, you know, just like a decorative and a plain one in there. So I think those, you know, turned out beautifully. Okay, alternately, you can take like one of your decorative papers or any kind of paper. I mean, it can be, you know, coffee dyed, it can be plain or whatever, and just fold it in half, and then fold that in thirds, and guess what? You now have a whole piece of paper to write on in there. And if you use a light one like I did here, you could even journal on this back here. But I like the idea of, you know, if I had a full sheet too. So this is, you know, another option for making writing papers to stick in there. And you could do two of those if you wanted to. You know, however many you want to do, whatever you want to do. So it would work out perfectly like that. So that's two different ways that you can do your writing papers. Really, really simple. Okay, and then you probably want to take a piece of lace or some kind of something others. I want to adjust this just a little bit. Piece of lace, you know, a piece of twine, just whatever. And we want to wrap this around the back, you know, from the back of this. And what this is going to do is, if you made your belly band like way too loose, once you tie this up, it'll, help pull that to the amount that you need closed. But like I said, you want to leave it a little bit loose because we're going to be filling up those little pockets in there. And so once you figure out about, how much you need, and of course, you can do it afterwards, but glue this down on the back so that it doesn't come loose and it'll always stay attached, and then you can, tie it back up. Or if you don't want the belly band and you just want to use a piece of twine or lace or whatever, you can do that as well. But, G used the belly band, and so I wanted to show you how to do that. I would probably just use, something like this. And then, make you some tiny little, like, tags. I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. Make you some tiny little tags, maybe put them on a safety pin or a bowl pin, attach it to here and let it hang down. Make a cute, cute little dangle. So, that's an option there for you. Make it your own. Do it however you want to. So now we are going to work on booklets to go in here. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of scrap, and it should be, somewhere, about 11 inches long. Your long piece. And then you want it to be 3 to 4 inches this way. So mine is about 3.5. If you have a 4-inch scrap, I think that would be better, because it's going to, when we fold up our papers, this is going to make 2 booklets. So when we fold up our papers to go in here, you won't have to trim off so much. All right, so what we're going to do with our scrap is once we have it cut to the size we want, we're going to fold this in half, and then we are going to cut it. Cut it, tear it, however you want to do it. But go ahead and get that in half. And then you're going to take each of these and fold them in half. I just folded that completely weird. Okay. So then, if you need to, trim up your edges so everything looks, nice. This one is terrible. Wow. Okay. So, now we have 2 booklet covers. And so now we're going to take 2 pieces of full-size, copy paper. It can be coffee dyed, plain, whatever. And so then you want to fold them in half. I mean, you can do them both at the same time if you want to. But fold them in half, and then, of course, short side to short side, right? Okay, and so then I'm going to tear this in half. I mean, you can cut it, tear it, however you want to do it. I kind of like the deckled edges from being torn. All right, and then you're going to take each of these, and you're going to tear these, and of course, short end to short end again. Oh, boy, I did a horrible job folding that. Okay. And I'm going to tear this in half. And this one. Okay, and you're going to repeat that for this other piece of paper, and then you're going to fold these in half. And again, it's going to be like short end to short end. Okay, and then these are going to go inside of each other, and then all of these are going to fit in here. So that's why I said you probably want to go 4 inches on this piece. Like I said, mine was 3.5. You may want to go 4 inches, and you won't have to trim off so much. So I know I need to take, you know, a little bit off of here. So, you know, maybe about 1/8 inch or so. So there's going to go my nice torn edge, right? You know what? I think I'm going to just go a whole 1/4 inch. Because, you know, once they're tucked inside of each other, some are going to be longer and some are going to be shorter. So I'm going to take a whole 1/4 inch off. Yeah, I'm going to have to change my blade really soon. Yeah, this is about dull. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on all the pieces because I know they're all the same. So I could probably, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and stick these inside of each other. Stop. I'm sorry, my dog is all of a sudden having a panic attack or something. I don't know what's wrong with him. I just brought him in, so I know he doesn't have to go out. Go get your chicken. Go get your chicken. Okay, so now we know these are going to be the right width to go in there. So now I just need the height. So you can measure that, or you can, you know, kind of eyeball it or whatever. But, you know, because I'm just not good with eyeballing all the time. This is about a little over 3.5. So I'm going to cut these a little under that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh my goodness, I think he brought me his chicken. Oh, your hedgehog? Okay. He brought me his hedgehog. Alright, so I need to go to about a little less than 6.5. Stop. Blitz, stop. I've got to change my blade. Okay. Alright, so now this is done, and I can stick this right in here, and then sew it in. Or you can staple it even. You can staple these in, you know, and it would look just fine. But I like to staple from the outside, so my finished edge is on the outside. And see, this is like too long to fit my staple. Stop. Go get your dog. So I just kind of bend this over. I don't fold it. I just kind of bend it over so I can get it in my stapler like that. And I want to do 2, I think. And see, that looks just fine. I mean, you know, you don't even really notice it. And, you know, if you just don't like the stapled look, you can put a piece of lace down here. You know, when you open it up, that doesn't look bad. If you don't like the looks of it, you know, you can cover that up with something. So, I mean, you can sew it in, you can staple it in, you know, do whatever you want to. I think the staples look just fine. You know, once you put your stuff in there, you know, nobody's going to be looking at your staples. You know, if you want to, you can just even run a piece of thread down through there to cover it up, you know, or twine or whatever. You know, just put it all the way around and tie it. I mean, there's plenty of different ways you can do it. I do prefer sewing mine in, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, now, I'm just repeating the same thing for the other one. Okay, and I'm going to fold each one of these in half. Oh, y'all would not believe the mess that I made. Oh my goodness. When I got up from here yesterday and was trying to leave, I was wobbly, of course, on my feet, and I ended up running into my shelf and I knocked over the jewelry making stuff. So guess what? I have beads everywhere. I mean, even a whole bunch of, bunches of little tiny seed beads all over my carpet. Yeah. And, of course, other things fell as well, but, you know, that's... So, anyway, I was trying to recover, you know, from being wobbly and falling into that. And so when I did, I went too far the other way and ran into my ironing board, which has been my catch-all. Yeah, that was tragic. So now I have papers everywhere. I have junk mail that I saved up that was stacked up everywhere. Oh, Lord. Yeah, pieces of packaging are everywhere. Toilet paper rolls. I mean, it's just... So it looks like my craft room threw up. So guess what I'm going to be doing at some point today. I think you know what, let's just recheck that. Yeah, I think I'll take a 1/4 inch off because that one looked good, didn't it? Yeah. Measure twice and cut once, right? Because of the new camera setup I have, I had to move some of my things. And I can't get to my other craft knife, so I'm just going to struggle with this one for now. You know, and if you do like I do, and, you know, you're doing multiple layers at a time, just take your time. You know, go easy. You're not in any hurry. You know, we're not going to win any contest by being fast or anything. Just, you know, take your time. Go through it layer by layer if you have to. And so that does that. And so I don't remember how much I took off the top, but let's just check. Let's see. I'm going to take off about, let's see. That's about 3/4 of an inch. So let's just do that. Let me just double check that. Yeah. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you along. Thank you to all my faithful old subscribers. I'm so glad to have y'all. I'm just thankful for each and every one of y'all. I'm so blessed and honored to have y'all. And I appreciate it more than you can even imagine. If you haven't subscribed, if you're just visiting and haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. And of course, you know, everybody hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload a video. Okay, so now I have this one ready, and I am going to sew this one in off camera. So what we have now is we have 2 of these. And so we have our writing papers in the center. And then we're going to put a little booklet on each side. So how cute is that? So you've got all this journaling space in your little folder. So again, you have your belly band that'll go around that you can decorate up. You know, or you can just use your ribbon, or you can attach your ribbon to your belly band. And, you know, have, you know, this is an extra closure so that your belly band doesn't fall off if you happen to make it too big. I would prefer to make my belly band after I have everything in there, so I know how big that I want it. If you didn't want to do the booklets, then you could literally make journaling cards, you know, out of your double thick paper. And by the way, this is the covers are double thick, and these are single thickness. So, but you could make journaling cards, however many you wanted to go in here. You could make tags, you know, whatever you wanted to put in here. But I just think this is like a brilliant idea for lots of journaling space. So I really, really, really like it. Me and belly bands don't always get along too well, but, you know. So that's why I said I would, you know, tie it with a piece of twine or, you know, a piece of lace or, you know, something. Okay, so Anyway, I'm really excited to be back with y'all. By the way, I am feeling better. I'm still sore, obviously. You know, no headaches, no nothing. So, you know, I'm obviously feeling better. And I'm so glad that I am. I will be doing my Christmas in July or Christmas in summer video in a little bit if I'm up to it. Right now I feel pretty good, so I may just go ahead and do that after I'm done here. And then I'm going to do my project using BB Crafts. And then I think that's going to probably do it for today if I'm able to get all 3 of those done. So I look forward to seeing y'all in my other videos. And we will be honoring G. Kerr again tomorrow with more of her wonderful designs and her papers. And so I hope that I have teased y'all enough to go over and check out her channel and watch some of her videos. I will link her channel below and the videos that inspired this. So, you know, please check her out. If you haven't subscribed to her, please do. You know, comment, like her videos. And I do ask y'all, please leave me a comment. You know, let me know if you like it, if you don't like it, what you'd like to see more of. You know, just give me some ideas of what you would like to do. By the way, if you wanted to, you could just put like a big decorative paper clip on here. Now, these are some that I just got from BB Crafts. And I love these. I think they're so cute. Now this one, I don't think. What in the world? Yeah, this one. This piece didn't cut off, so I have to take some pliers and do that. That's kind of weird, isn't it? You could take one of these, you know, and attach it on there like that. Is that neat? Or you could attach it to your top of your, you know, your journal page. Isn't that cute? So, I mean, there's lots of things you can do to close these up. If you use a regular paper clip, it's going to have to be a big one because, you know, you've got some thickness in here now that we have, you know, 2 writing papers and 2 little journal booklets. So, have fun with them, you know, make them your own, do what you like to do. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing y'all in a little bit. Bye.